Key point 1. Be unique to conquer the market. To build a business that will change everything, you need to look at reality from a side that no one has looked at before. It is not enough to improve old ideas. They do not contain the main component of success, uniqueness. Instead of trying to replicate Apple's success, it's better to innovate and offer consumers something they have yet to see. Everything seems simple. Look for a new approach, monopolize the market, and enjoy your achievement. But is this enough, and how can you find the latest thing the consumer needs? You will find the answer to this question, and many others in this summary. You will understand the stages a startup must go through to become profitable and thriving. You will also learn why perfect competition as a market model doesn't encourage discoveries and innovative solutions. Moreover, you will look at the market broadly and realize why it is essential to perceive the future correctly. You will see how powerful secrets are. It is wrong to think that people have already made all the discoveries. There are still many secrets in the world, but you have to be able to notice them. Here is a list of questions that await you. Why does a startup resemble a marital relationship? What steps must a company take to monopolize a market? Why don't even the most advanced products and technologies sell themselves? How to find a balance between labor automation and human resources? What mistakes are unacceptable when opening a startup? Discover why a company's ability to think in new ways is sometimes more important than flexibility and adaptability. Seems exciting? Let's get started. All failed companies are the same. They fail to escape competition. Peter Thiel. Key point 2. The competition trap. The world is full of competition. You learn about it at school when you race with your classmates for the highest grades. Then it continues at university and work as you attempt to climb the career ladder first. Success depends on how much better you are than others. Competition leads to conflict and tension. In addition, the constant struggle for supremacy is exhausting and stressful. Competition is not just an economic model, it is an ideology. The same thing happens with companies. There are two economic models in every market. Perfect competition. Monopoly. When there is a profitable niche, many companies enter it. It leads to a decrease in prices and a loss of the expected level of profitability. Some companies suffer losses and exit the market, which stabilizes prices again. As a result of this model, no company achieves its profit goals. On the other hand, a monopoly owns its market and thus sets its prices. Business is metaphorically referred to as war, and competition is to blame for this. What is the main problem with rivalry? You won't notice anything outside the struggle if you constantly compete for first place. In imitative competition, you offer forms of what already exists but do not create anything original. Think of the battle between companies to produce the most user-friendly credit card reader. There were many variations, but what was unique? Competition forces you to look at things too narrowly, losing sight of other opportunities. Alternatively, you can avoid competition by focusing on your interests. When you're passionate about something, you pay little attention to what others do. Therefore, when choosing an activity, be guided not only by what is popular, but by what is interesting to you. It is one of the most critical mistakes for those starting their business to underestimate the scale of their competition. For example, you can't rely only on your grandmother's old recipes when opening a restaurant. First, you need to research the market. If there are other restaurants near you that differ only in their cooking approach, you will be one of 1,000. Key point 3. Find a way to control the market. Many people think monopolies prevent other businesses from selling their stuff. Yet they can produce new products that significantly improve living. Such innovating monopolies drive progress. Competition treats people like interchangeable parts of a machine, while monopolies boost creativity. Monopoly benefits both society and companies. But to control the market, you have to solve a unique problem. Even though every creative company is different, some things are the same. 1. Patented technology. It prevents others from copying your product. Your product must be 10 times better to stand out from the competition, so you must constantly develop. However, it won't take long for your competitors to catch up and beat you. 2. Use of network effects. One example of successful promotion is Facebook. The site started as a way to connect Mark Zuckerberg's classmates, but now it's used by billions. However, Trying to win a huge audience right away is a mistake. Start by making your product or technology necessary for a small group of people. As a result, they'll tell their friends about your product. 3. The basis for scaling. Your product must have potential. For example, service companies have limited growth opportunities. A dance studio can't teach millions of people living in different corners of the planet. However, this is possible for innovative technologies. Think of Twitter, Amazon, or Apple, whose ideas have inspired millions. If you dream of creating a monopoly, consider going beyond one country for your product. 4. Branding. There's more to it than just the design. Today, Apple is undoubtedly the leader in quality branding. Many companies tried to repeat this success, but it turns out that copying the minimalistic design is not enough. Apple has its own set of quality technologies, starting with materials and ending with a large number of mobile apps that the company offers to users. Work on technology first, then complete it with design. To create a monopoly, start with small markets. It's easier to dominate a small market than a big one. In addition, it will protect you from irreparable mistakes. You train and hone your skills, and only then do you go to the big play. Key point 4. Realize the danger of indefinite optimism. Innovation starts with how you see the future. There are 4 ways to perceive it. 1. Indefinite pessimism. This attitude implies that you see the future as uninteresting and joyless. Pessimism is characteristic of humanity at all stages of development. Its main problem is that looking at the situation from this side, you don't think about changing anything. You watch things go down and wait for things to get worse. Sounds desperate, doesn't it? 2. Definite pessimism. In this, you are still not expecting anything good from the future, but at least you are preparing for the bad things that will most likely happen. China is an example of a country that holds a similar view. It seems like China is building its future confidently. Still, the rich send their money overseas, and the poor add a penny to a penny. 3. Definite optimism. In this case, you hope for a beautiful future, but you understand that you need to make efforts for this. Such a period lasted in the Western tradition from the 17th century through the 1950s. It was a period of exploration and discovery where people expected life to improve with each passing year. 4. Indefinite optimism. Perceiving the future in such ways, you believe it will be excellent and better than the present, but you do not know exactly how. You don't make plans. You only wait for everything to be great. This attitude does not involve discoveries, but the completion of what already exists. Suppose the first 3 models of attitudes towards the future are productive in life and business. In that case, the 4th one is too unstable. Today, society exists in a model of indefinite optimism. It manifests in various areas of life, including finance and politics. Life itself is uncertain. You think there's nothing new to discover, so you modify and improve what you've got. But is it so? There's still a lot to learn. Think about the fight against incurable diseases. There are no cures for them yet. How can we expect a happy future without taking responsibility for it? The same applies to business. For your startup to be successful, you need to move from perfecting what already exists to creating something innovative. Key point 5. Secure a solid foundation for your startup. When you build a house, you pay special attention to the foundation. If it is not high quality, everything may fall apart. The same principle works for creating a business. Of course, you can correct some mistakes in the process, but there are critical things that you must do right from the beginning. Choose the right partner. The partner's values must coincide because fundamentally different worldviews will lead to intractable conflicts. You must know the person with whom you open a startup well, otherwise, you leave the success to a lucky chance. Choosing the person to build a business with is as important as finding the person with whom you plan to spend your life. Hire full-time employees. If a person works with you only sporadically, they bring disorder to the work process. It's common for consultants and temps to want to make money right away. Suppose employees work with you constantly, receive a salary, have part of the shares, and aspire toward career growth in your company. In that case, they will make efforts for its prosperity. Watch out for monetary compensation. Although benefits are an essential motivation for employees, there are points to consider. Lower salaries are better for CEOs. They will behave like a business owner if their pay is too high. A moderate salary, on the other hand, encourages the CEO to pursue business development. High wages also make coworkers think the company is already successful, so they don't have to work hard. Performance bonuses work better because they depend on the quality of the work and motivate employees. Get employees interested. What can motivate them better than a high salary? It is a feeling of direct involvement, which you can materialize in the company's shares. This decision will encourage employees to work more productively. You want to do your best when your well-being depends on the company's success. Strengthen the foundation. Ask yourself the key question: will your business be able to grow and scale in 10 years? You should leave room for discoveries and innovative solutions. Of course, you don't need it if you plan to achieve a specific goal and rest on your laurels. But if you dream of continuous development, keep the curiosity of a beginner. Key point 6. Remember, you have to sell. In the world of innovation, there is a myth that high-quality technology needs neither advertising nor sales. People will want to buy it thanks to its impressive characteristics and efficiency. In reality, this idea is self-deception and an illusion. If you can't sell your innovative product, your business model or marketing strategy is not working and needs to be modified. Distinct sales methods work in different cases. Here are a few types you need to know. 1. Difficult sales. You should give each contract special attention if you have an expensive product or technology. You might not make more than one contract per year, but this is a familiar story for this type of product. You will spend most of your time building a relationship with the client and supporting them for some time, even after closing the deal. Of course, this is a long and sometimes challenging way, but it is a working method of selling an expensive product. You don't have to hire anyone for this sale. When millions are on the line, buyers want to talk to the CEO. 2. Personal sales. In this case, we are talking about less expensive products. Here, the essential thing is correctly organizing the team's sales work. A great example is the story of Box. They sold a small cloud storage account to researchers at the Stanford Sleep Clinic when the technology was not widespread. Today, every student at Stanford University has a cloud storage account. Box started with a small market and then gained popularity on a broader scale. It would hardly have happened if they had immediately turned to the university president. Personal selling helped the business grow. 3. Marketing and advertising. This method is suitable for mass consumption products. Advertising can also be helpful for a startup, but they need to stay away from the temptation to compete with big companies. Startups do not have the resources or need for this. 4. Viral marketing. Consumers can spread the word about your product or technology if they like it. Consider Facebook, which evolved in this way. By finding a niche market with viral potential, you can become a monopoly. You don't have to use all the sales methods, but forcing one to work effectively, you can achieve impressive success. Did you know? Kellogg Insight calculated that the probability of creating a successful company at 40 is twice as high as at 25. Moreover, the average age of a group of 2.7 million founders is 41.9 years. Key point 7. Combine technology and human effort. Undoubtedly, information technologies have revolutionized the modern world. Our lives aren't the same without smartphones, and some technology is more advanced than humans. Computers beat the best chess players, and drivers worry about automated cars. But can technology completely replace humans? There are better questions to ask. Technology can process a lot of data, but it needs to know how to act purposefully and make decisions. Humans and machines perform different tasks, so they can't compete. Seeing technology as an assistant that increases human productivity would be more effective. It applies to the global understanding of the human and machine problem. It is also a practical solution for a successful business. PayPal is an example of a company that has successfully implemented this idea. Faced with fraud, they created a hybrid system to detect suspicious transactions. First, a computer identified questionable actions, and then people decided if they were fake. You can also use technology in your business without trying to replace the work of specialists. Even the most modern and perfect innovations will not replace doctors, lawyers, teachers, or consultants. But technology will help them work better. You will achieve outstanding results if you realize the benefits of human and machine balance. This step is crucial for building a thriving startup. To create a successful business, ask yourself 7 key questions. 1. Can you create an innovative technology, not just perfect what already exists? 2. Is now the right time to realize what you want? 3. Which market will you start to master first, big or small? 4. Do you have a team that shares your values? 5. Do you know exactly how you will promote your product? 6. Will your business be relevant in 10 to 20 years? 7. Do you see that unique chance that others haven't noticed? These questions are a kind of instruction to help you open your startup. Try to give a clear answer to each of them. Hoping for a miracle and moving without a plan is too risky. It is much better to do everything that depends on you and believe in success. You should focus relentlessly on something you're good at doing. But before that, you must think hard about whether it will be valuable in the future. Peter Thiel. Conclusion. Most people think we've already made all the significant discoveries. Therefore, you can safely reap the benefits. 4 social trends prevent us from breaking through the unknown and the secret. 1. The need to advance in small steps. You learn this in school when you realize that you will always be praised for learning more than needed. Do a little more than others to be the best. 2. Risk avoidance. If you do not do something unexpected and unusual, you have less chance of disapproval from society. Secrets scare people because they don't know how to handle them. 3. Self-satisfaction. Even though the top of society has the resources to discover, they do not do it because the current state of affairs suits them just fine. Why put in the effort if you already have everything? 4. Senselessness. You mistakenly think that if there were more to discover, others would have done it long ago. It forces you to be silent about your ideas and not to believe in your strength. Question these tendencies. You can create a monopoly business using many undisclosed secrets. To discover them, look where no one has looked before. You are the only one who creates the limitations that prevent you from seeing the solution. Try this. Think about which areas still need to be fully developed and do not have standardized approaches. In physics, it might be harder to come up with discoveries. However, in nutrition, the field still needs to be plowed. Cultivate the curiosity of a researcher and pay attention to places where there are yet to be creative solutions. There are still many secrets in the world waiting for you to discover.